It's another LUKE-N-SHAE'S Place production podcast. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, and be sure to turn on your notifications to let you know when we're dropping another banger hot LUKE-N-SHAE'S Place video.
Hello and welcome back to LUKE-N-SHAE'S Place. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much for all those who have been subscribing and helping our channel grow. Most importantly, before we begin, don't forget to click that like button, help us get in the algorithm so that our podcast, all of our content can be reached by other viewers as well. So go ahead and click that like button. So important. And don't forget to share and also comment. Put a heart in the comment section. Give us some feedback and we'll reply. And subscribe. It's 100% free. And click that notification bell so that you get notified when Luke and I will be posting. Good over there, Luke. How are you?
I'm blessed.
That's great. Glad to hear it.
Trying to live life.
I hear that.
But anyway, we got another hot banger video coming from the Jeremy Hill show. Jumping into this and hearing what betrayals happened in this video.
Oh my goodness. Betrayals. Seems like a lot of that is going on, man.
Always doing somebody wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what generally what betrayal means. Somebody will come out and shoot you with a stick.
All right, well, let's take a dive in it and see what is going on now with the betrayals. Oh my goodness.
Get it all set up here. That's large screen. There we go. Ready to go. And again, this is from Jeremy Hill show. We want to give a shout out to Jeremy Hill. He pushing out some nice products. You don't go, make sure you subscribe to his channel as well.
Right. Now I want you to hear what this woman got to say, man. It's crazy. All right, let's get it.
So when we think about childhood trauma and mental health, we think about I want to say most people think about it as like abuse. And there's different types of abuse. There's mental, there's physical, there's emotional, there's verbal. And when I was 16, my mom slept with my boyfriend.
What?
It was one of the most devastating things that I can say.
Did this lady just say her mama slept with her boyfriend?
I thought that's what I heard, Luke. I was trying to figure that out myself. I was over here like, yeah.
It was one of the most devastating things. When I was 16, my mom slept with my boyfriend.
Wow.
It was one of the most devastating things that I can say happened to me as a teenager.
Woman was a teenager and found out that her mama dearest, was getting her coochie smashed and tore up by her boyfriend. The same women who called themselves the ebony cocoa goddesses of the universe, the same women who said that, we deserve respect and we all about our business and stuff. Just another example that many of them, not all, but many of them don't have any type of sexual restraint or morality. Now, I'm going to tell you something.
That is crazy. That is crazy. And yeah, he's going in, but that's crazy.
That is.
With that, I done dealt when I'm dating a woman where her mama trying to give me some coochie, sister trying to give me some coochie, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I slept with a few of the sisters, but that's beside the point. Let's keep going.
What? He just gonna ease that in there? Like, this is just... That's
right over that. Like, well, you know what? I did.
It's horrible, but I've heard somebody say that the other day on a podcast where the guys were actually saying they did a poll. There was like 10 guys, and I was shocked how many of them said that while they were teens, they had grown women they slept with grown women. I'm talking like close their mom's age, and I didn't know that this was a thing. Nobody talks about that. Women out here, come on now, doing this to these young boys. Like, come on.
No, that's a thing. That's always gonna be real.
That's crazy. And nobody talks about it because guys they keep that a secret. It's kind of like guy code. Like, okay, why am I going to tell? Because they kind of praise guys doing that. Wow, I would like to hear more. This is sad. Her own mama did this to her.
And the way that I found out, it was crazy because it was in front of a bunch of other people when I found out. Of course, as a teenager, I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. So
what you were doing
me
that you shouldn't have been doing.
Said boyfriend were making out, and he left a hickey on my neck.
Whoa.
I tried to cover it up. I was walking around the house with jacket on, not hood, but the collar up, everything, trying to hide it. Well, she ended up seeing it. And
did you know that you can have permanent?
She cussed him out real bad, and his sister lived upstairs from us. So he went upstairs and told his sister, and his sister came downstairs and cussed her out and was like, "You're just mad because he left one on her and didn't leave one on you. Yeah, everybody know you, my brother."
Wow.
Oh.
No,
I'm going to pause that right there.
That's a
Pause. That's that is absolutely.
So from so the mom saw the hickey on the daughter's neck, which that's something teenagers, you do that stupid stuff, you leaving marks. But the mom's seen it, and when his sister who lived upstairs came downstairs to basically get with the mom because she apparently was cursing out that boyfriend, she mentioned, "Everybody knows you slept with my brother." So the mom had already did something to the boy at this time. The mom already did something to him. So I'm wondering, the mom is getting mad. It don't sound like the mom's getting mad that her daughter has a passion mark on her neck. It sounds like mom's getting mad because she already did something with this guy. It's like you're competing with your daughter. This is sick. That's a shame.
This woman getting it in, sleeping with everybody upstairs and downstairs, man. Just a freak, boy. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, these women are doing this, man. It's crazy. But there's a lot of women, man, that do this. They'll sleep with their stepdaddies. The girls sleep with their stepdaddies. The stepmothers fooling around with the stepsons. Sometimes the stepmother fooling around with the stepdaughters because she freaky that way. So I just wanted to address the sexual immorality that we have today in our neighborhoods, because this is why we got the sexy reds. This is why we got so many non-marital births out there, because women are willy-nilly when it comes to throwing that coochie out there, just slinging that motherfucker everywhere.
Everybody didn't know that because I didn't know.
For the viewers,
and that was so huge.
For the viewers,
they be slinging it.
There is some profanity in that, so
He said they be slinging that.
We'll try to edit it to the best of our ability, so that there is some understanding.
Oh, wow.
To find out that she had did such a thing. So I guess it's safe to say that my trust issue started when I was 16 years old.
What's crazy is, like I said, she would have never found out if we would have never put that icky on her name. That it would have never came to fruition. But that is, like I said, it is trifling, but
because I couldn't even trust my own mama. So after that, I didn't have another boyfriend for a
you can't trust your mama. You can't trust your mama.
long time. And our relationship became more and more strained because it was just like I couldn't trust her, and outside of the physical abuse and the verbal abuse and the emotional abuse that she was causing me, I also had to deal with that on top of everything. And it's hard to say in words how I felt at that moment. But I would never do that to my child.
That was a traumatic event right there.
That is, and it sounds like her mom has like some jealous issues toward her own daughter. That's just not. That's not what a mother should be doing.
Jealous as opposed to trifling. I mean,
Trifling. There are so many words that are just floating in my head, and I'm trying to keep it because they said a lot of words on here, so I didn't want to add to what they had already, But that's not even to call her a mother. That's hard to even give her that title because that's not what a mother typically does. And unfortunately, just thinking about life and stories and different podcasts and different people over the years, this is something that happens. There's some trifling behind mothers out here, adult women out here that, people are overlooking that are actually taking advantage of these teenage boys out here. They are doing that. They're not saying the age of her boyfriend. We don't know. He could have been out of school. We don't know. She's saying she was 16, and that doesn't mean he was 16. But regardless of how old he was, that's still your daughter's boyfriend.
the age is not important.
It's not. It's your daughter's boyfriend. That's the crazy part.
These commercials. Bum, bum.
It's tell y'all something, man. Sometimes a woman's first heartbreak comes from their mother, man. Their very first trauma bond sometimes comes from their mamas, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. It's crazy, but it is what it is. Hold on one second. I find something else for y'all to look at. Yeah. Give me a moment, y'all, please. Yeah. So back like what I was saying, these women today, they have very little restraint. They love to throw the coochie. All right, go put this one on the screen. Now check this out, man. Let's get it.
I think my sister and my stepfather are having an affair. So the other day, I caught my sister and stepfather touching each other on the couch while I was visiting the family for Christmas vacation. I'm sorry, but sometimes it just takes you out. It just, like, what the hell?
I'll come to eat turkey and leave you trauma.
What the hell? She was pretending to be asleep and every so often would pretend to move. That would communicate to my stepfather and they would go right back at it. This happened several times while I watched because I was blown away that it was happening and they were so brazen about it. When confronting my sister about it and that I saw it, she immediately made it seem like I was crazy and was so delusional that I was going to kill her. Immediately,
You got another woman that's sleeping with a stepdaddy, whatever. They getting it on in front of the other child. Well, she was a teenager, one was writing it, whatever. But you think about this, man. How women are so quick to be hoes, man. All you gotta do is bring some arousal, some type of arousal. Make them happy, meaning excitement, thrills, and have swag. And that coochie just gonna pour out their pants, man.
He woke up, the whole family made a huge deal about it. However, she never mentioned what I said to her, just that I scared her. I have no evidence. He and my sister are on my ass constantly trying to paint me as a psycho. And I'm sitting here wondering if my sister has been abused for years, or am I realizing that she's genuinely a horrible person?
He probably was just genuinely a horrible person, man. You know what I mean? I don't know why people are trying to make excuses for everybody. Let me show you another thing, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy. These folks are really, I mean, I didn't expect this, but yeah, that's wild. This is absolutely wild. I don't even know nobody ever done. I'm about to get out now. I don't know nobody ever done this.
I'm glad I don't know anybody that's done this. But I mean,
Hold on. This will be another American talking about their excuse.
interest in telling that
All
they've
right.
done it.
Like I say, let's get it, man.
I'm torn. I've been sleeping with my husband's father for 9 years now.
Wow.
One more time.
I'm torn. I've been sleeping with my husband's father for 9 years now.
9 years?
That's a whole relationship. That's a whole relationship she having with her father-in-law.
That's almost a decade.
Dang. Oh,
They getting
wow.
I wonder what would happen if he got pregnant. Because in 10 years, he only slipped one past the goals. This is, I mean, and what would happen if he did? Well, I wonder that.
Well, see, that's my thing. We don't know that. Her and her husband could have kids, but those kids are going to probably look like the husband because that's his daddy. Oh man. So grandpa might be dad. Who know? I don't know.
Well, like I said, I'm just, because they've been sleeping together for a decade. It's a possibility he could have got
And
one.
what does that say? I mean, when the husband finds this out, how, and there's so many questions I would imagine a man would have. Like, I'm not good enough. You had to go to my dad. Like, she getting the dad and the son.
See, the dad was wrong. See, that's what I'm saying. He was slanging.
And the husband probably, I can imagine, he probably posts on social media, man, you know what? I love how my wife gets along with my parents. Her and my father are just so close, and he don't even know how close they really are. Lord,
I love my husband, but I see why I love.
Wait, for 9 years?
Yes, she's been sleeping with her father-in-law for 9 years. Okay, ready?
That must be his stepdad. This is a wild.
Okay. I'm torn. I've been sleeping with my husband's father for 9.
Did you know that you can have permanent teeth?
I love my husband, but I see why I love him because I love his dad more.
What?
Oh.
The fuck?
We have a 7-year-old son together, and I have recently found out that our son is his dad's.
Wow.
I told him, and now his dad wants us to come clean about our relationship. I don't know what to do. His dad and I
was, like I said, in 10 years, that's a lot of sex in 10 years. And like I said, it had to have one slip by the goalie. That's a lot. I mean, the dad has got it. He's slanging it, yo. The dad is definitely doing this thing with an 89 swing. Pops is getting it in.
This don't sound like it's going to have, this is dangerous. And you know something, I pray that I don't hear this story on ID or something crazy, because this man, her husband's thinking that that's their kid, and then to find out your wife has been sleeping with your father for 9 years, and to find out that your child is actually your dad's, that's your brother or sister? It's not even your kid, it's your brother or sister. Wow.
Well, it's his brother, and he the uncle too, or something like that.
No, it would be the child would be his brother or sister.
It'll be a brother and cousin. It will be double
From the dad, from his wife. It wouldn't be, that's his wife's kid, not his kid, so it would be his brother. That's crazy.
I got engaged on Christmas, but agreed not to say anything until the end of my son's school year because we plan on moving from Alabama to Yonkers, New York.
Wow, she gonna marry her.
He says that the people there are more chill and will understand our situation.
Wow, she gonna marry her. He said he gonna marry her. Wow. Pops is about to be. I want now that's a story right there. That's gonna be a Christmas Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's gonna be only popping.
This is just crazy.
Man, that story speaks for itself, doesn't it, man? It speaks for itself. I got one more to show you, man. I ain't gonna even comment on that shit, man. But that's sick, man. Yeah, they sleep with your in-laws. You women sleep with your dad and your son, brother-in-law, all of them, uncle, all that shit. They don't go down. You know, let them go ahead and put son of woman on the screen, man. Yeah, it's a weird topic this morning, but I wanted to go ahead and show this to you. All right. Now listen to this story, man. Let's get it.
How I found out my daughter was pregnant by my husband.
Wow.
My daughter has always been sneaky, and
that's an ultimate betrayal right there. Your daughter sleeping with your husband. That's just crazy, man. These folks are really doing some things out here.
trouble. And very vicious. She's the only child, and her dad and his family never let her go without. I could tell her no, and she would go straight to her dad and ask him, and he would tell her yes right in my face. I could see through her.
I hate when parents do that right there.
Wait, that was her dad.
Again, I hate when parents do that right there because that makes it. You got to stand in union with the mother and father. If the mother said no or the father said no, then it's no. When you can go and get a no from your mother, and then your father says, well, go ahead, do it.
See, when she first said it though, she said, I found out my daughter was sleeping with my husband. Automatically, I'm thinking, and it still was wrong, but I was thinking stepdad. But then when she said, okay, my daughter goes to me, then she goes to my husband. Okay, it sounds like this is that child's father.
Oh, it's her husband now. She's describing the child as being spoiled. And so she said, even when she with her father gives her everything. And so when she said that when she asked for something, and she tell her no, he'll go straight to her dad, and he'll give it to her.
Yeah, but I heard that part, but I'm saying that this is her biological father they're talking about she slept with, right?
No.
Oh.
Explaining how her daughter is spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how she was.
Okay, I thought she was saying this is her biological father. That's crazy. All right.
Nasty ways, so we bumped heads a lot. But I've always loved my child. Well, I left my husband. She would go straight to her dad and ask him, and he would tell her yes right in my face. I could see through her nasty ways, so we bumped heads a lot. But I've always loved my child. Well, I left my husband for cheating with several women after we were married for 4 years. It wasn't easy, but I finally did it. Well, shortly after, my daughter told me that she was pregnant. I was happy. It wasn't what I wanted for her because she still had a lot of growing up to do. She still lived at home with me, and she couldn't keep a job and refused to just go back to college. She was only 22. But I got over it and started to enjoy the thought of becoming a grandma and asked her who was the father. She said her ex-boyfriend, but he wanted nothing to do with the baby.
What happened to the grandmother? Where did this grandmother come from? Where did that? Y'all folks can just making up stuff today. We had grandmamas. It was just straight grandmama. I don't know this grandmama with the dad. They cats wilding out today. I'm a grandma. Yeah, these folks wild.
So for me not to bother him, she was going to raise the baby alone. I said, no, he needs to help out. But she made me promise not to say nothing. Well, I ran into his mom at the nail salon, and I asked her if she knew that she was becoming a grandma. She said no. I said apparently he
Oh,
was.
she got to become a grandma too, whatever the hell that is. But she about to become a grandma. What happened to the grandmamas? I'm still worried about the grandmamas. They're missing.
Wants nothing to do with the baby. Well, she called him immediately, asked him about it, and he said while she had him on speaker, I'm not the father. Her stepdad is. I yelled, why would you say something?
Wow. That is wow. See, I mean, imagine being in a place and then finding this news out right there that your husband or her husband been sleeping with the daughter, the spoiled daughter, that is, because the daughter is spoiled. That's something to think about.
Some shit like that. He said, I'm sorry, Miss Mary, but she's been sleeping with your husband since last year. I found text messages in her phone. That's why we broke up months ago.
Not the text messages. The text messages.
Oh yeah, of course. Some darn text messages. They'll tell on you every time, and people don't be deleting them either. Crazy.
Why would you have a paper trail? A paper trail. I mean, you know you're doing it.
You know why people do that, and it's crazy. People will leave those text messages. I don't know, especially. I don't know. They like to go back from time to time to look at them, like, oh, he said, especially females, like, oh, and they just sit with a song on, like, you know, the times that you're not hearing from him. Oh, he said this to me, but yeah, them text messages will get you.
I think she was holding up for some black guys coming up in the future.
That too, you can do that too, but yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy.
in the near future.
Well,
They're doing the most out here today.
it served its purpose then for her keeping them, because what was done in the dark came to the light.
Another one. Now her daughter sleeping with her husband simply because she got mad, which is a common thing that we see among black women. When they get mad, they go sleep with somebody else. Y'all get in an argument? That's just an excuse? Or
oh, so you gonna make me mad? I'ma sleep with your man. I tell you what, when you go to work tomorrow, dude, this is crazy. I'ma sleep with your well, that's something. I'ma take your
It's not even a laughing matter. I feel bad. That sucks. To find out your husband not only was cheating on you, which she already knew he was cheating on her, but she didn't know that one of the girls was her own daughter. That sucks.
Oh no, the first man she was talking about her father, the daughter father cheated. He divorced and left her. Now this man only sleeping with her daughter.
All right, you got me so confused with that, but okay. I thought she said she left her husband because when he left, then she found out her daughter was pregnant. After he left, she found out she was pregnant. You're confusing me now. I know she's not with the girl's dad, but her husband, she said, I left my husband because he was cheating, and when he left, I found out my daughter was pregnant.
Okay, well maybe she said that. I didn't hear that.
I heard that. Yeah, and when the guy left, she found out her daughter was pregnant, and the daughter then said, "Oh, it's my ex-boyfriend's."
cookies did. We see this a lot with them. So it starts at a young age, man.
She's sick. My whole world seemed like it was over. I ran home and asked her about it. She could no longer deny it. It was true. She said it was a mistake at first, but then they didn't stop. Now she's pregnant and it's his, and he wants nothing to do with her or the baby. I asked her why she do that to me. She said because he made her feel like a woman, and he didn't talk to her or make her feel like a child. And I did. And it happened.
Clarification. Mother makes her feel like a child.
And yeah, he was grooming her. That's what they do. That whole grooming. Oh, this is a sick. Sounds too familiar. Horrible, man. Horrible.
Happened the night that I wouldn't let her use my car to go out of town. She and I was at the hair salon, and she pursued him, and he was very willing.
He wasn't very
Sorry.
willing, but see, that's why when you say that, that's why I said you gotta be careful. It's not one style. He didn't have to groom her. I think she did this out of spite. There was no grooming in there. It was like, I know I could get him in that sense. There wasn't no grooming. It was just out of spite. That's why I say you gotta be careful when you use that. It's more than one way to get these
No,
things.
but what I'm saying is she preferenced that her mom treated her like a kid and he treated her like an adult. So however that looked, that could have been the grooming. Like, okay, oh no, you don't have to do that. Yeah, I mean, he could have been sipping wine. Oh, mom's not looking here. Conversations to their self without mom. And there's a lot of ways he could have made her feel like that. So she knew she had him where she could just reel him in. All it took was her to just whatever, and he was going to come a-running. Like, yeah.
Incident. That's why she stated earlier that her daughter was very conniving and devious. That's why she said that. Because the daughter, it was done because she did not let the daughter take her car and go out of town. And what she did was she knew that the man would fall. She knew that.
Yeah.
We're not that one that the man didn't talk to her like a lady. That's what we talk about grooming. This is a classic case of a young lady knowing what she can do with this particular guy.
Yeah.
Guy grooming is more of a girl knowing that I can get what I want. That's what she stated earlier, that the young lady always got what she wanted.
Pursued him. He didn't pursue her. She pursued him. Ooh-wee.
Why she do that to me? She said because he made her feel like a woman, and he didn't talk to her or make her feel like a child. And I did. It happened the night that I wouldn't let her use my car to go out of town. She just pissed at me, and I was at the.
I don't even think she should mention that, because that doesn't pertain to the story at all. It just throws the confusion. When you say that the girl is saying, the girl is lying, it don't make a difference. The girl just gave that just to say it. Well, you know what? Well, he makes me feel like a woman because you busted her, and that's the only thing you can say. Why would you make her feel like a woman and he make her feel like a woman? You her mother, so you gonna make her feel like your daughter. So, like I said, I think she could have kept that out of the story because it really don't have any influence over anything other than the fact that, she might have said it in parting, like, well, you know what, why you do? And that's my excuse I'm gonna give. I don't really got an excuse for sleeping with your husband, but you know what? Maybe because he treated me like a woman and you treated me like a kid. So the mother treats you like a kid will force you to sleep with her husband or put it in that you're sleeping with the stepdad. No, it don't. It just doesn't make sense. The logic just don't. I don't know why she even mentioned that part of it, because it was something that was just said. It wasn't. There's no validity to that whole thing.
Hair salon, and she pursued him, and he was very willing. Sorry, piece of shit. It's one thing to cheat on me with another woman, but with my daughter, I would have never guessed. Now that's my grandson, and I love him. He's here, and he wants nothing to do with him. My daughter doesn't want to be a mother most of the time, so he's with me. I'm a full-time mother all over again. She comes and goes as she pleases and feels like it. It's like he's mine and not hers.
I don't know, Chantel, would you take care of the child?
No, I'm not taking care of the child. The daughter comes in. No, she comes and goes as she pleases. No. Nuh-uh. No. That's not going to happen. Like, yeah, she wants to be a glam mom or whatever she said she was. That's one thing, but being a glam mom is not having the kid 24/7 every day of the week. No. You're not going to come and go as you please, because just you already came enough with my husband, right? Technically. Let's just be honest. You already did enough of that coming and going with him. So no, you need to take care of this here little boy and raise your child. That's what you need to do.
She's happy about that because even the boy don't want no parts of the father. So she sounds like she's happy with that a little bit, like I said. But I mean, she painting two different stories. She was like, "Well, I got to take care of the child now because she in and out, and she don't want to be a parent, and the child don't want no parts of the father." But that's still some crazy stuff we got to deal with.
And I don't know. Did they mention how old her daughter was at all, or?
She sounds like she's grown.
So she's what?
She sounds like she's grown. I think they mentioned it in the beginning.
Enough of that, Wash. Let me tell you something, man. And you can tell that's a generational thing right there because her own mother, the one that's writing the letter complaining about her daughter sleeping with her husband, has a pookie. She said that he was sleeping with multiple women during the marriage. Now, don't be dumb enough to think that he was sleeping with multiple women before the marriage and she didn't know. She knew that shit too. Don't tell her what other type of character flaw this man got that will obviously point out the fact that he a pookie or no good for nothing man, but she chose that man. Now she done passed that dysfunctional attitude down to that daughter. That daughter's being raised in a house full of baboons and wild animals and stuff like that. Everybody doing their own thing. Ain't no real knowledge being passed down and stuff. So her daughter's a hoe. And I ain't saying that her mama ain't one. Her mama might have been one too.
Damn, we can go.
Now the daughter is hopping on,
bro. You can't be calling people mamas hoes. That's not right.
Pipe.
They is all 304.
Boy, these women scandalous like a motherfucker, man. Well, anyway, I'll be talking to y'all pretty soon, man.
That concludes the video right there. We can't go no further. We can't go no further. Well, what do you think? What is on your mind? Young lady sleeps with your husband, create a child, and now you're taking care of it too. But I mean, that's a lot to take in like that.
The whole video was a lot to take in. You know, you had the first one, the mom in that one is sleeping with her daughter's boyfriend. Okay, then I believe the second one, you had the daughter-in-law sleeping with her father-in-law for 9 years and had a son with him, and he talking about going off and get married. The husband thinking the kid's his. Don't know that his dad is tapping off his wife from time to time or every day. They're in a whole relationship with each other. And then this one is crazy too. You got the daughter who, okay, you not letting me use your car. I'm going to go climb a board on top of your husband and do some work there because I can't get my way. This is the whole video. And it sucks because be careful who you upset, because who knew that this stuff, and these are family members doing this.
No, her daughter had away. And she got away
She had a way of, I'm wondering if that got him to let her use his car then. I don't know if that was her mission, but
I don't know what the mission was.
she was looking for a ride and she got a ride. Lord help me for that one, but oh my goodness.
They are doing the most out here in the streets.
Ultimate betrayal from family members. Ugh. Ultimate.
Another one of our. Let us know what you think down in the comment section on what you feel about these type of betrayal.
Yeah, some people might have experienced it. This would have been a good segment for somebody to write in for our Red Heart letter segment, but just hearing that whole thing, even with the first one, I can say that there's guys that have had that happen, where they had either a girlfriend's mother or a friend's mother or even their mother's friend, because sometimes it's the mother's friend and they call her auntie and he's going over there helping and she's coming on to him, and this is a thing that happens and it's overlooked, and sometimes, and we see it a lot now, but it's been something that's been around. Sometimes it's the teachers too, and for some reason they're turned on by these teenage boys, and nobody really talks about it because I don't think the guys really tell. They'll be grown men and say, I had my Miss Jones experience back in the day when I was 14, 15. I'm like, what? That woman took advantage of you. So this is a thing that really does happen, and it's a shame. And when it's your family members, though, your own mother, looking at your boyfriend like he's just okay. No, but yeah, you gotta. I would love to hear people's comments as well, Luke, in the comment section. That's crazy.
Well, we're going to conclude that right there. And that was, like I say, remember to hit the like.
Yes.
Definitely
Like button.
do us a favor in the process. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you like it, hit the like button. If you definitely subscribe. We definitely need to subscribe. Don't underestimate the subscription. And it's absolutely free. And tell friends. Let friends know. You have any thoughts?
Yes, I do. At LUKE-N-SHAE'S place, again, so important to hit that like button, keep us in the algorithm. But at LUKE-N-SHAE'S place, we like you to know that your mental health is important. Stay positive. A positive mentality is a destined reality. Wear your smile. Oh my goodness, stay away from these family members that are just out to betray you. Please, by all means. And stay blessed. Until next time, take care.